Welcome back to E&E, where I interview myself, asking them questions about upcoming iPad purchases. New to the guest here, I have Mr. E, who will be answering some questions about iPads. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Everybody, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to come out and talk about this very important issue. Let's jump right in. Can you go over the iPad purchase agreement again for the viewers that are at home? I can go over that again. I'll read it again as it was presented to me. So bear with me. It might be a little long, but here we go. Beginning May 2nd, students in grades 5 through 12 will be allowed to purchase their iPad for $145. If you'd like to make the purchase, you have to take your iPad, cash or check made out to Manchester Community Schools, and bring it to the office, either at the high school or at the intermediate school. Either one of those will accept those payments. In order to pay off that fee, you also have to pay off any outstanding technological fees. If you've got a charger you have to pay for, or maybe you've had a broken iPad before, and you just need to pay that amount or whatever it is. That has to be paid as well as the $145 to get your iPad. It's very important that you keep the receipt. All right, when you buy it, keep the receipt and bring it to school the last day of school for proof of purchase. We can't stress that one more. All right, that's how you prove that you've bought it. Keep the receipt. All iPads are purchased as is, which means that any kind of functional piece that's broken or missing, they are sold as they are. So we will not be able to fix it before you buy them there. And this opportunity to purchase iPad will end on the last day of school. So come May 20th, you're out. There's no more time to buy iPads. Students that do purchase their iPads will have all management software, which is just the stuff that the school uses to keep track of where everything is. School-owned software, and any restrictions removed upon them on the final day of school. They'll also be able to use them as supplemental devices in the upcoming school year at the teacher's discretion. So yeah, that's right. Coming up next year, as we move to new technology here at the school, you'll be able to use those iPads later on, as long as your teacher says it's okay. Beginning May 25th, sales of unsold units or iPads will be open to everyone, including employees, family of the students, and just the general public. You may purchase as many iPads as you like at the price of $145 each, and that's on the May 25th. Payment is to be made in cash or check in the amount of $145, and all sales will conclude the end of business on May 27th. So you got 25th, 26th, 27th, that's it. All right, in order to buy those for the public. All sales are finals, no exchanges or refunds. So that kind of, sums up how that iPad purchase is going to go down. What will happen to a student's iPad if they purchase it? If a student purchases their iPad, the student will get their own iPad, the iPad that they currently are using. That will be theirs, that they will receive, and it will be turned to them as it is, with all the functionality. We talked about that earlier, but also importantly that the applications that the student has downloaded themselves, you will have a majority of your apps. You will not, however, be receiving your iPad with, the iLife, which is, your GarageBand, your iMovie, your iPhotos, or the iWorks, which is your Pages, your Keynotes, and your Numbers. On top of that, you also will not have Notability. Don't tell me that they're going to take away Notability. Not Notability! I'm sorry to say, but yeah, that Notability was one of those school-purchased apps. And, it doesn't actually belong to the students, so therefore, it's got to be wiped away off of those iPads if the student or the general public purchase them. That's very interesting. Can the students download these apps themselves? Yeah, if students still want to get Notability, or they want one of those iLife or iWork movie or iWork applications, I should say, they can definitely still purchase them on their own. You will have to pay for it. I think Notability is somewhere around $6, $7 right now, and some of the iLife and iWorks can be a little bit expensive, but students can definitely or anyone in the general public can purchase their own apps after that and put them on there, yes. What will happen to a student's iPad if it is not purchased by that student? Student iPads that aren't purchased by the student will then go into the general sale. They'll be collected, they'll be removed of everything. So that's where it gets a little bit different. A student who purchases their own iPad, everything's going to stay on that iPad except for the iLife, iWorks, and Notability we talked about earlier. But if a student doesn't keep their iPad, doesn't pay to keep their iPad, that iPad will be wiped clean. All right, all the documents, all the photos, all the videos, everything will be gone on an iPad that a student doesn't buy. But I have to stress that if you do buy your own, right, like I've got my iPad and I buy my own, all of your photos, all your videos, all the documents that are saved in Google Drive or not in one of the apps we talked about earlier, all of those things, those photos, videos, they will all still be there for you. So those won't get wiped away. It's just those that are going back into the general sale. What will happen to the photos or videos that are saved on those devices? Photos and videos that are on the device, again, if they're going back to the general sale kind of pool of iPads, all of those are going to be lost. So if you're a student that currently is not planning on buying or will not purchase their own iPad, but you want to save some of those photos or videos, you're going to want to upload those to Google Drive. Google Drive, where we have unlimited storage on Google Drive, so it doesn't matter how many photos or videos that you have on there, but you can save them on Google Drive, and then next year when you get your new devices, you'll be able to still access those via Google Drive. What can be done to save everything that a student has created? That's a good question. Students that want to save, some things, again, if it's a student that is not buying their own iPad, they will want to transfer everything over to Google Drive. And Mrs. Metzger and Mr. Patterson are working on some walkthroughs, some ways to show students how to move all of those projects or documents or whatever they are from whatever app, let's say like iMovie, you got videos, you got projects you want to save, you can move those into Google Drive. And Ms. Metzger, Mr. Patterson, they'll be working and getting out directions very soon as to how students can, upload everything to Google Drive and save it there. Got a question for you. What about seniors or students that are going to move to another school? What can they do to save some of their creations? I feel like I should be paid by Google, I'm repping them a lot right now, but for those that are moving or seniors who are moving on, if they still want something they're going to save, they can store it in Google Drive. However, the access to those pieces of information will be limited. If you're moving or if you're a senior moving on, you only have access to your school email account for a short period of time. And so if you want to save some things that you've completed while you're here at Manchester, I would definitely suggest you getting your own personal Gmail account. It comes with, I'm pretty sure it comes with 5 gigabytes for free of storage, and that's a lot of space of information that you can store there. And you can put everything in your own personal Gmail drive. And if you need more space, you can definitely purchase it from Google.
This has been an interview with E&E. All rights reserved.